Teen Gamer here, and it's the second time I'm doing this, so no need for introductions. Let's just dive into it. September second half, Shiyu defense critical node. Let's get this started.
Touch my tail, and no.
Huh? We'll get it done.
Time for some tail care.
In your case, so be it.
Touch my tail, and
Need some good choice.
time for some tail care.
What a bother.
I'm at your wish is my command.
Okay, here we go. You can get alone. With pleasure. Face the consequences. I'm here. Stay where you are. Don't push it too far. Hold again. Bullseye. This won't hurt. It's happening. Yes. Avoid it. Take this. Clear out.
Touch my tail, and no. Right, okay.
Huh? Is something the matter?
I'm at your thank you for the recognition.
Is it worked out? Okay, here we go! Wanna... Let's stir up some trouble. Officer 148, Juyuan,
A mission? Take me along.
Huh? Is something the matter? A new case to patrol mode activated. What this.
Switch out.
I'm here! Move it! Clear out! 3, 2, 1, go! What did I miss?
Jane, time to rotate. I'll do my best. My turn. Surrender now.
Justice will be served. Who's the hunter and who's the prey?
Come on.
Careful. I bite.
Justice will prevail.
Sure, let's make this quick. Time for some tail care. What a bother.
I'm at your disposal.
Officer 140. Is it work time? Is food included? There's something that let's stir up some trouble. Officer 148, Juyuan, ready. A new case to solve. Patrol mode activated. So sleepy.
Take a break.
Move it! Troublesome. Clear out! 3, 2, 1, go! Hello? Careful. I bite. You asked for it. Don't get hit. Wanna know what lurks in the darkness? Okay, I'll make it painless.
Time for some tail care.
I only handle. Need some tech support?
Touch my tail and
Patrol mode activated. Which alias should I use this time?
touch my tail and no.
Huh? Is some
I shall follow your orders.
Officer 148?
Is it work time? Let's hurry! I want to be back in time for dinner! Wata.
Sure. A couple more. You rang? With you? Careful. I bite. Max potential energy. Stand still. I'm here. Need to recharge? Wanna know what lurks in the darkness? Initial impulse. Sure. Understood. Ready?
Mind your manners.
Okay.
Ready, go!
Engage now.
Clear out. But I know. Move it. Shark none. Standing by.
Which alias should I touch my tail? No.
A new case to solve. Patrol mode activated.
If you need help, call me anytime.
Time for some tail care.
Let's hit the road. You can share the load, Jueyuan. Understood. Don't push it too far.
Stay where you are. Taking the shot.
Incoming.
Qingyi.
The audacity.
Following orders.
Okay.
Bullseye.
This won't hurt much. Sure.
In position.
You can share the load, Jueyuan.
I'm here. Stay where you are.
No point running!
An opening.
Jane, time to rotate. Seth in position.
Found your weakness.
Take it easy.
No escape.
Seth reporting in. prevail.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
Out of the way.
Hit him where it hurts. Okay. Let's make this quick. Here's a taste of the abyss. Careful. I bite.
You asked for it.
I'll do my
Wanna know what lurks in the darkness?
Full throttle.
Touch my tail, and no.
I shall follow you. Thank you for the recognition.
Is it work time? Is food included?
Huh? Is something the matter? Let's stir up some trouble.
If you need help, call me anytime.
Huh?
Is a new case to solve? So be it. Wata. Get lost! Take this. I see. Your weak spot. Get back.
Time to end this.
Thank you for your patronage. Clear out.
Time to clean the building.
And you all go
Final warning!
No use resisting.
Press the advantage. Now, you're the prey. Don't get sloppy.
Cracking down!
On duty. Impeccable.
Careful. Eyes lights.
Justice will prevail!
No use resisting.
Take. Don't even try it. You're surrounded. Keep up the assault.
Just leave it to me.
Stay where you are.
Time to clean the field.
Time to wrap things up.
An opening.
Thank you for your trust. Dave intelligence. Be
Bullseye.
This won't hurt much. Following orders.
Hold again.
Justice will be served.
Final warning!
Just give up. Now, you're the prey. Don't get sloppy.
Justice will prevail.
No use resisting.
Here's a taste of the abyss.
You'll pay for that!
No escape.
And that is it for Shiyu Defense September second half. So as usual, I am just going to be going through all the nodes, of course, and sharing you my thoughts and advice, and as well as tips and tricks on how to beat this second half, because the second half is honestly quite difficult. And by that, I mean node 7. Of course, node 7 has to be difficult. So yeah. But of course, just like the previous Shiyu Defense video that I did on Critical Node, I am going to be talking about the nodes, of course. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about node 5, 6, and 7, because these nodes are basically the hard mode. As for nodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, they don't really matter. You can just run whatever you want. But for node 5, 6, and 7, they scale off of your level. And by that, I mean your max level for your agents are level 60, and these enemies are level 60. So 60, 65, 70. So yeah, of course, I'm going to be talking about these 3 in particular. So without any further ado, let's just get this started. So yeah. Of course, before I get, to talking, of course, just keep in mind that, of course, it's obviously better to run enemy weaknesses, of course. If you run enemy weaknesses, you should have an easier time for these nodes in particular. That counts all nodes, by the way. But I just wanted to talk about, like, how to deal with the enemies and how to counter them and such. So yeah. Well, without any further ado, let's talk about all of these nodes. So, for the first node, we have these 3 enemies. We don't really count the fodder, because the fodder is just, well, fodder. Yeah. The only things you probably have to worry about are the big enemies. So you have the Dullahan. This thing is a sword and shield ethereal. These things have been running rampant in Shiyu Defense before. So if you haven't fought this thing before, then well, time to give you some advice. He loves to do a lot of shield bash attacks. He also loves to do that one attack where he bashes the shield down the ground. You can dodge that as well. He also does, if you don't kill him fast enough when his stun meter is gone, aka when he is out of daze, he literally does a AoE attack that's non-telegraphed, and that knocks you out. So also watch out for that. But besides those things, he's easy. yeah, you'll be surprised. He's actually easy to deal with. He's literally like any other ethereal enemy. He has patterns. He just attacks you. He doesn't attack you that much, unlike the Farabudi, which attacks you relentlessly. So yeah, Doahan is pretty tame compared to these two. And well, let's talk about these two. So Thanatos is probably going to be the most annoying enemy in this node because he loves to teleport a lot. If you have fought him before, he loves to shoot at a range, and he loves to do red attacks. If you don't know what red attacks are, they are non-parryable attacks, which means the only way to avoid them is to dodge or use a dodge assist. Yeah, you heard me right. You have to use a dodge assist, so like Shuyan or something like that. But Thanatos, he's pretty annoying. Your main strategy for mostly Thanatos fights is to chase him down and then do as much stun as you can. If you don't have a stun character, then just do as much damage as you can and try to whittle him down as fast as you can. So yeah, mainly the main strategy for Thanatos is just try to kill him as fast as possible, because if you don't, then he's just gonna be popping off with those invisible attacks. He loves to more specifically do the attack where he goes invisible and he strikes you 3 times. Yeah, that attack is really annoying, but if you do attack him and the second time he attacks, you can interrupt his third attack, which means that he ends his attack cycle early. Pro tip for you guys if you haven't done that before. But mainly, of course, you just want to kill Thanatos. He's just the most annoying. He loves to teleport a lot, and teleporting a lot with the amount of time you have in Shiyu defense, yeah, it doesn't really match up well. So you don't want him to waste your time, basically. And as for the Farabudi, he loves to do a lot of relentless attacks, which means that there are a lot of opportunities to do dodge counters. Like, for instance, you can use Anbi. Anbi is great at dodge counters. Her W engine's literally made for it. So if you just take advantage of that, Farabudi is actually probably like one of the easiest to deal with. But if you don't, then he's going to do a lot of damage. So yeah, but because he relentlessly attacks, you can build up stun pretty quickly. So mainly, your strategy here is just to burst them down as fast as you can. So yeah. And as for, of course, for the first half strategy, since it is weak to Ether, your Ether team is the best way to go. So yeah, Shuyan, Qingyi, Nicole. That's probably going to be your best team for the first half. For the second half, we have the robots, or like the military soldiers. So we have the heavy striker. This thing is kind of annoying when it puts up its shield. Only when it puts up its shield, by the way. Once it does put up its shield, make sure you attack from behind, because once you do that, his shield is gone. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? So you don't have to deal with the shield shenanigans where it shoots fire at you. So it's pretty easy to deal with if you know how to deal with this thing. So yeah. As for the Lightfoot Rover, it loves to go backwards a lot, and it also loves to shoot a lot, so make sure you chase it down as well. Once you chase it down, of course, you can just do as much damage as you can. It's the same thing like Heavy Striker. It's similar to Heavy Striker, in fact. Honestly, both of them are pretty, similar. Heavy Striker also goes backwards too, so of course chase him down, but he's more stationary than Lightfoot Rover because he has the shield. He doesn't go backwards that much because of it. As for Lightfoot Rover, he loves to move around a lot. He's literally annoying. So obviously, just try to kill him before he does like any weird shenaniganery to waste your time. And as for the hardest enemy, probably in my opinion, on the second half is the Heavy Gunner. This guy loves to do red attacks all the time. So he throws grenades. He shoots laser beams. He shoots you. He's literally like one of the most annoying enemies in the game. And as I said before about red attacks, the only way you could avoid those is to dodge. But he's probably at range, so you're probably never going to be counterattacking unless you have a range attacker. Or you do a evasive assist, aka Shuyan. Once you do that, you can catch up to him and do as much damage as you can. But other than that, this guy is your first priority as to take him down, because he's literally the most annoying compared to these two. He literally throws grenades on the ground, and well, of course he could interrupt you, of course, when you are attacking. He's just annoying in general. Just kill him. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. And since their weaknesses are fire and physical, you can run Pure Fire, aka 11 Kaleda Lucy, or something similar to that. You could run like, I don't know, like 11 Lucy Piper or something. You can also run Jane's team. You can run Jane, Seth, Qingyi because it's not weak to electric, so electric's pretty good against it. But in general, just bring the enemy weaknesses. You could just run mono fire, or you can run a Jane Doe centered team. That's probably going to be your best team ever, of course. And next up, we have Node 6. Node 6 is actually pretty similar to each other. The only the only thing that distincts them are the enemies and the enemy weaknesses. So the first half, we have the Mark III. The Mark III is probably really annoying if you don't know how to deal with this thing, because he loves to attack a lot. He has some weird attack patterns that you have to watch out for, and etc, etc. He also has a red attack where he shoots a laser beam and shoots you. So if you don't have any characters that can deal with that, well, good luck. But you basically just want to watch out for his attacks, mainly the one where he spins. That is a get off me move that he has. Make sure you watch out for that if you are going to be aggressively attacking him. He also has a move where he bashes at you. Make sure you also watch out for that, but it's easily telegraphed, so you can just dodge and then counter accordingly. He also loves to go backwards a lot and shoot you. Make sure you have a character or an agent that has a auto deflect, like Ellen or Qingyi. Basically any agent that can auto deflect those bullets, you should be fine. But in general, he sometimes loves to move around. Sometimes he just harasses you with attacks. Mainly, the most part is you just want to just do as much damage as you can, or try to stun him as fast as you can, so you do the business. That's basically it. And since his weakness is electric, you can run a pure electric team. Probably your best team is probably going to be like something like Anton, Qingyi, Grace, or something like that. Or you can just run another like electric team like Anton, Grace, Reina, or something like that. Anything that involves electric should be fine right here, because the Mark III takes so much damage against it, especially if it's shocked. Yeah, pretty good. As for Node 2, it's very similar. You see what I mean, right? They're literally the same thing. We have two giant robots right here. So the difference between the Mark III and the Typhon Challenger is that the Typhon Challenger has different attacks compared to the Mark III. So this thing loves to attack a lot. He loves to jump in the air. He loves to do like some crazy fire attacks and like some combo crap. He's just really annoying too. He loves to dash. He loves to bash at you. He loves to relentlessly attack. So I would give the same advice that I would give in Mark III. Just watch out for his attacks. Make sure you dodge accordingly, etc, etc. You probably already fought this thing before, since it is pretty new to 1.1, I believe. So yeah, it's literally just dodge and then try to counterattack, and yeah, just hope for the best really. But since its weaknesses are fire and physical, you can run, of course, pure fire or pure physical, of course. You can just run like Jane or Nekomata. You can run like pure fire, of course, with 11. Basically anything that works as long as the enemy's weak to it. So yeah, Node 6 is pretty simple if you know how to deal with them. As for Node 7, of course, this is the difficult node, and it has a new enemy right there. So, well, before we talk about him, we have to talk about Hans first, who has been there in Shiyu defense for the longest time. So, if you haven't fought Hans before, he's literally just the robot that literally like digs dirt and throws dirt at you. That's its special mechanic. As for how to deal with this thing, since it doesn't have impaired, unlike normal Hans, this is the overclocked version, you cannot do extra damage and it cannot get stunned, which means that you have to stun him in your own will, aka use your stun characters. So the main strategy for Hans is to obviously try to stun him, because when you stun him, you can't just do like 1,000,000 damage to him, of course. And if you don't stun him, then he's just going to be relentlessly attacking you. The attacks you want to watch out for are obviously the one I mentioned before, is when he digs dirt. That thing is either a red or a yellow attack. It's mostly a red attack. Make sure you, well, dodge. Yeah, dodge. He also loves to do the dirt attack on its side, so make sure you watch out for that too, because that does a lot of chip damage. It loves to spin too. It does a spin move. That's its get off me move. Make sure you also watch out for that. And of course, he does the stomp attack, just like any other machine from the Bellabog series, where it does the stomp attack. Make sure you also watch out for that. But luckily for that, it is telegraphed, so you can just predict it. But in general, you just want to stun Hans. It's recommended to run a stunner on Hans, because if you don't, then of course, as I said before, he's just going to relentlessly attack you. So 100% bring a stunner. And since it is weak to Ether, since it is a overclocked machine, you can just run an Ether team, an Ether-centric team. So your best team is probably going to be Shuiyan, Qingyi, Nicole. Again, that's the best Ether team in the game. So just run that. But since I didn't have Qingyi, since I used Qingyi on Node 7 second half, I just ran Lycon. Lycon gets the job done anyway. And since the enemy isn't weak to ice, I could just run Lycon. Even though he didn't have his additional ability, his role was to stun the enemy, and he did it perfectly. So yeah, just bring any stunner really, and then just go ham against it. As for the second half, we have Razor, or the Rampant Brute, as the game calls it. So Razor, he is a pretty new enemy. Probably some of you haven't fought this guy before because he is in the special episode for PubSec. But this guy loves to relentlessly attack. Honestly, he loves to attack more than any other enemy in the game and any other elite in the game, because he just loves to do like certain attacks that really, really annoy you. I will list some of them that he does a lot that you should watch out for. One is his dash attack. His dash attack is probably one of the fastest dash attacks an enemy can do in the game. Make sure you actually watch out for that, because if you get hit by that, instant 30... Well, not instant 30. Instant 3,000 damage. Yeah, 3,000. That's a lot. He does way too much damage. If you get hit, there goes 25% of your health. Make sure you actually watch out for his attacks. The other attack that you want to watch out for is his jumping leap attack. That thing does so much damage. It comes out fast too, and it auto homes on you. You have to actually watch out for that. But since it has a yellow flash, make sure you actually look for it, and then make sure you punish accordingly. So parry, dodge, etc, etc. And the last attack that I will mention is when he does the electric ground pound attack, aka the one where he puts the fist into the ground and he does like a big electric AoE. That move, I think, is the most damaging move he has. Make sure you actually dodge that, because that is going to do half of your health. Yeah, I'm not joking. It does half of your health. So yeah, make sure you actually watch out for that. And I think it is mostly telegraphed, but sometimes it isn't, and you actually have to watch out for that. The best advice I would give you is to fight this guy multiple times and see what his attack pattern is. And then when you fight him for reals, just know what his attack patterns are, because this guy has a lot of attacks that are pretty fast, and the only way to punish them is to know that they're coming. So yeah. And since his weaknesses are fire and physical, of course, just like the other previous nodes, you can run a pure fire team like 11, Kaleda, Lucy. That's probably going to be your best fire team. For physical, of course, you're going to be running Jane Doe. And then you can run any other character that you want, really. Just make sure you run like a Jane Doe-centric team. That's probably going to be your best bet against Razor. Of course, you can run Nekomata. Nekomata is probably going to be really good for this node as well, because it's physical. Basically, anything that is physical or fire, you should be fine for node 7. But as for Razor, I would say good luck, because he is pretty tough. It literally took me down the wire, as you see there. 5 minutes. I was close to the 5-minute mark. That's how close it was. I actually would have gotten the A rank on this, but I got the S rank. Yeah, that basically shows you how hard this node is. So yeah. Well, anyways, that is it for the nodes. Now it's time to talk about the characters that I used in those nodes. So I'm only going to be discussing about node 7 in particular, because node 7 is the hardest node, and well, the team that I used for the Node 7 is pretty interesting. So yeah. Well, anyways, without any further ado, let's talk about it. So the, well, it's better if I just show it in this over here, which is easy. So yeah, there we go. So for the first member of the team, we have the PubSec officer, Shuiyan. Yes, Shuiyan. So she does have ether damage, obviously, we can look at her stats right here. Look at that. Ether damage right there. We have, of course, look at her crit rate, crit damage. These are her stats right there. 1k attack. Yep, these are all of her stats right there. Pretty good overall. It's just your typical Shuiyun build. She's level 60, of course, which means that she is max level. As for skills right here, of course, I have her at core level 5. I can't get it to core level 6 and 7 because I don't have the mats for it, as well as the Denny's. But she is pretty good on core. It's probably one of her best ways to do as much damage as she can, because for the most part, you are going to be getting a stunned enemy regardless on the Shuiyun team. So this is obviously going to be like the first skill you want to level up, of course, because that's where all of her bread and butter is. So yeah. And as for skills, of course, I have 8. That is in the purple chip category right there. Because if you level it up, it requires purple chips. She's basically just minimally built. I'll just say that. She's literally minimally built, and she performed so well. So yeah, but obviously her best skill you want to level up, of course, is basic. Basic is obviously going to be your best skill. Ultimate as well. Ultimate is going to be your best skill as well. Chain. EX is pretty good too. These 3 right here, basic, EX, chain, is going to be your best skills to level up, besides core, obviously. So yeah, that's what I went for. As for her set, we have 2-piece Woodpecker Electro, as you see there, with the 8% crit rate. Since she is a DPS, of course, giving her more crit rate means that she does more crit damage consistently. So yeah. And as for her 4-piece set, since she is a ether DPS, I gave her 4-piece Chaotic Metal. Literally increases the crit damage by 20%. And then when a enemy is corruption, or when an enemy deals corruption damage, you get an additional attack, which is pretty good, and it stacks up to 6 times. So yeah, that's basically it. And as for her W engine of choice, of course, I have her at, well, Riot Suppressor Mark 6. Yeah, this is going to be her best W engine, obviously. It is her main W engine. Literally gives her crit damage, gives her ether damage. Yep, it is the bee's knees. It's literally her W engine. So yeah. And of course, for Mindscape Cinema, I have her at MC0. Usually for S ranks, for the most part, they don't need MC. Because they are just really good. Of course, most of the MCs for the S rank agents, more specifically MC1, is literally just quality of life, aka making your life way easier. Because for her MC1, they literally give her 6 to 9 enhanced shot shells, literally as soon as you run out on a stunned enemy. Yeah, of course, that makes her easier to play. But in general, most S ranks don't need the MC1, so yeah, that's MC0 Shuiyun for you. And that's basically it for Shuiyun right there. So, yeah, that's basically it for our PubSec officer of the Criminal Investigation Special Response Team. As for the second member of the first half, we have the boss of Victoria Housekeeping, Von Lycon. So we can see it for his stats here. As you see there, he has pretty good stats right there. Impact, of course, 131. Crit rate, crit damage right there. Energy regen, of course, right there, because why not? So yeah, he is pretty good on that front. So yeah, the more energy he has, the more EXs he could do, which is pretty nice for him. So yeah. As for his level, it's level 50. Of course, it's really expensive to get someone from level 50 to level 60. It takes so much resources. So basically, the minimum that you want is level 50, obviously. As for skills, I have him at core level 4. Obviously, his core is going to be the main skill you want to level up. That's basically everyone. So assume that everyone's core is obviously the best to level up. But besides core, of course, core is extremely good. Obviously you want to level up first because it increases his days, which is all he is. He's a days character. As for his skill 66666, it's pretty minimally built right here. The minimal built set for most agents is 7, because 7 is when you stop using the blue chips. When you go to level 7 from level 8, you use purple chips. So yeah, but even with a minimally built Lycon, as you saw there, he performs really well. Obviously, his skills you want to level up is basic. Basic literally gives him more days. EX gives him more days. And that's basically it. Most of the time, you're probably not going to use any of these three. But if you see yourself using a defensive assist with Lycon, you can level this up too. This is pretty good for defensive assist days. So yeah. As for equipment, of course, I gave him 4-piece Shockstar Disco. This is obviously his best set because he's a stun character. And he does stun on basic attacks, dodge counters, dash attacks. Basically anything he does do stun on, he's just gonna be doing more days. Yeah, it's pretty good. As for his 2-piece set, since he does love to use EX a lot, and his core literally right here tells you to use his EX right there, I gave him, of course, Swing Jazz. Swing Jazz will basically give him his EX faster, which means that I can get the Ice Res Shred, which is pretty good. And of course, for his W engine, I give him his main W engine, the Restrained, at 3-star. Yeah, at 3-star because of my summons. Watch those videos if you haven't. But it literally is the best W engine for him because it literally gives him days on basic attacks, which is a bread and butter for Lycon right here because he literally does days on normal attacks right here, as you see. Normal attack days. So yeah. And there's Lycon right there. One of the best stun agents in the game. Yeah, for sure. And next up, the last agent on the third half right here is Nicole Damara of the Cunning Hairs and also the leader. So, Nicole, my Nicole build is pretty unique. I gave her high attack, which is really strange. She also has high ER, of course, because that is a given. She wants to have high ER to spam her EX. And I also gave her AP. Yeah, AP. Which is weird, right? Why would you give her AP? That's because her EX literally does so much ether damage. Yeah, it does way too much ether damage. She's going to be getting corruptions up the wazoo, which is why I gave her AP more than attack. AP literally does a lot for her, and since Shui Yun for the most part wants to have corruption damage on an enemy because of her passives, literally AP is the best choice for my Nicole build because it literally helps Shui Yun in the long run. So yeah, those are her stats right there. Of course, she's level 50. Again, I will say it all the time. It's literally expensive to get from level 50 to level 60. So yeah. As for skills, of course, since she is at MC6, right here, because I did pull for a lot of Nicole dupes, and I just happen to have like spare Nicole dupes, of course. She basically has like level 11 skills right there. So yeah, that's the reason why it's right there. As for core, it's core level 4. As always, core is her most level up stat. It's her most important stat. It's pretty good since it does give her reduced defense on normals, which is pretty good. And also energy field also decreases defense as well, which is perfect for Shui Yun and perfect for a quick swap DPS. So yeah. As for skills, of course, just remember that it is boost by MC. So the true stats, I think, are 7. Yeah, those are the true stats because 2 MC levels gives you +2, which is 4. 11 minus 4 is 7. So yeah, but these are all 7. Of course, the best skill that you want to level up for Nicole is EX. EX does AoE damage. It literally sucks the opponents in. It literally is a AoE crowd control. It makes Nicole. She's basically one of the best supports in the game because of it. As for Chain, of course, you want to level up Chain. Chain is going to be really good on her because, of course, Chain is like her EX. It literally shoots a AoE ether ball at the enemy. Does crowd control as well. It's extremely good. It's her main bread and butter. So the skills you want to level up, of course, is EX Chain. As for her disc set, we have 4-piece Swing Jazz. She is a support agent that scales off of energy regen because of course her skills and her core literally has energy regen. So the more energy regen she has, the more she can spam her EX. And also the 4-piece set is tailored for support agents like Nicole because it literally gives party members 15% damage as long as you launch a chain. Yep. And guess what? She's gonna be doing a lot. She's gonna be doing chains. So yeah, pretty no-brainer for the most part on which this set to give Nicole. As for the 2-piece set, I gave her ether damage, of course, because she's just gonna be spamming the EX a lot and chain. So obviously squeeze in a bit more extra damage, right? And as for the W engine of choice, we have the Vault, which is obviously her best set. Gives her energy regen. Deal EX damage with ether damage, increases party members damage by 20%, also increases energy regen. This is literally made for her. So yeah, it's a pretty good W engine to have. It's one of the best W engines for her, and it's also like the best W engine. There's probably like no other W engine you'll probably run with her. So yeah, and that is it for Nicole Damara. Pretty good agent. I still think she's probably like one of the best supports in the game. She's just way too good. So yeah. And as for the Bang Boo of choice, of course, we have Razona Boo. Razona Boo is a AoE Bang Boo. Literally sucks in enemies right there, as you see there. Literally pulls in enemies and does ether damage. Also ether anomaly buildup, which is perfect for the ether team, of course. More ether anomaly buildup. So basically, you are just going to be getting corruption a lot from these two. These two are literally key players. You can literally probably solo it without the stun. If you have like a high enough damage Shuyan and just have a Nicole on standby, you could probably do it with 2 agents, honestly. I believe that. So yeah. As for the second half, the team that dealt with Razor, we have the PubSec team. Yes, the PubSec team. If you probably are already noticed by now, I used all the PubSec characters. This literal Node 7, literally wants you to use all the PubSec characters. Like, no joke. Because, well, they all do a part in this node. So, anyway, speaking of PubSec, we have the first agent of the second half. We have the undercover agent of PubSec, Jane Doe. So, as you see here, this is her stats right there. High attack, of course, right there. She's already at the 1.5k range of attack. She can get further attack, by the way, if you do pay attention. Her AM is at plus 40, meaning that it's right here. AM is at 176. She also has high AP, 408 AP. Pretty cool right there. She also has physical damage bonus, as you see there. The more physical damage bonus, the better, of course. So yeah, she just has all of those ready to go. So yeah. Mainly for Jane, of course, you just want to run AP, physical, and attack, which is the main reason why I gave her the kit that she has. As for level, of course, again, I mean, do I really have to repeat myself? Expensive. As for skills, of course, Core is obviously the first you want to level up. Literally gives her more crit rate on Assault. Yeah, which means that you're just going to be getting guaranteed crits. And obviously, she's going to be doing a lot of damage because she's an Assault DPS. So yeah, of course, you're going to level up the Core first. As for the skills, obviously, 77777, literally a borderline on purple chips. Her best skill you want to level up is Basic. Basic is where all of her stuff goes. It literally is her passion state. You're going to be spamming normals a lot. And Shao Chow Jump is going to be the main tool you use as well to do damage, because it literally gives you more passion state, and it also helps you build up passion state. Yeah, it is really good. Basic is obviously one of the skills you want to level up. Her dodge, of course, is probably going to be her second, because her dodge attack is actually pretty good. It's fast, it's powerful, it juggles, it deals AoE damage. It's really good, and it's also very fast. So, obviously, a second skill you want to level up, of course. She's also going to be doing a lot of dodge counters as well because of how her movement works. So this is probably going to be the second skill you want to level up besides her basic. Her third, obviously, is going to be her EX. Her EX literally gives her half an anomaly bar for free. Yep. So, obviously, you want to level up too, just to get more anomaly buildup on her EX. And it also does a ton of damage too. So, yeah. And of course, her fourth is going to be her chain. Her chain and her ultimate is going to be doing a lot of anomaly buildup for her. So again, obviously, just like EX is going to be a main skill you want to level up. These two are honestly equal to each other, but the main skills you want to level up, of course, is basic, dodge. Yeah, that's basically it. As for equipment, I gave her the standard Jane Doe build. For 2-piece, I give her Anomaly Proficiency or Freedom Blues. Freedom Blues literally gives her AP 30+. Why not give her that, right? For a 2-piece set. So yeah, of course, I gave her Freedom Blues. For a 4-piece set, I gave her Fanged Metal. Fanged Metal is literally the DPS set for physical characters, just like Jane. Literally, as you see here, it literally tailors to her. When you inflict assault, you do 35 additional damage. Yep. And guess what? Jane is so special at. She's special at assault damage. So yeah. That's basically it for Jane. Obviously, of course, MC0, just like these two right here. I forgot to mention that Lycon's also C0 or MC0. So yeah, it's just really, really, really good that Jane is pretty great without MC. With MC1, by the way, she is able to get an extra shallow jump, which is pretty nice. It means that she can build more meter. But again, just like Lycon and just like Chuyan, they don't need MC1. As for Lycon's MC1, I guess I could just show it here because why not? It literally just gives him more days. Yep, so he just gets more stuff to work with. He also gets EX too. So yeah, that's basically what his MC is. So yeah. But there it is. There is Jane Doe. Honestly, I would say she's the best anomaly character in the game. If not one of the best, because Grace exists. So yeah. As for the second character on the second half, we have her best partner, or the rookie officer cat guy, Seth Lowell. So Seth right here, he's actually probably one of the easiest characters to build in the game. I'm not joking, because all you have to do is literally give him attack. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Give him attack and he pops off. Because the higher your attack, the more your shield is, and also the more buffs you give to your teammates, which is pretty good. Of course, since all of his stuff is based around his mechanic of giving shield, obviously I give him energy regen. Energy regen gives him his EX faster. When he does his EX, he gets his meter. When he gets his meter, you can do his charge and then pass it on to Jane. Yep. That's literally his gameplay. So, obviously, again, expensive. As for his skills and core, I just gave him the bare minimum. Core level 4, of course, it's pretty great. You want to level this up really fast. Obviously, you could get 80% if you do have it at core level 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. You can get this by getting to core level 7, which is pretty great. He also gives a M of 100 if he is at core level 7. But yeah, it's literally worth it to level up his core first, obviously, because he is a support. As for his other skills, they're not really as important. He's probably one of the few agents in the game where you don't really need to level up his skills. Yeah, he's really that cost efficient. You don't really need to spend resources on him, but I did it anyway just to minimally build him, because why not? Because he does some decent damage. Because the high attack, obviously, the higher attack, the more damage you do. So yeah, but I guess if I have to pick one skill you probably want to level up, EX. He's gonna be doing this a lot anyway. You can also hold it to do massive damage. He also gets a guaranteed stun, and by that I mean he gets a guaranteed stagger. Yeah, a guaranteed stagger on a hold EX. That is really good. And obviously, since he's gonna be using this a lot to get his resolve stacks, just to do his charge basic right there, the lightning strike attack, you obviously want to get him to EX, at least a couple levels on it. But as I said before, he doesn't really need to level up his skills. You could literally leave it at 11111 and he does like phenomenal. He's really good. As for equipment, he's also probably one of the easiest to build too because of that. His literal disc set is literally 2-piece Hormone Punk, literally gives him 10% attack. Again, the more attack he has, the better his shield is. Swing Jazz is literally meant for support characters, and he's literally a support character. He literally has a support assist. Literally, when you do a chain, he does 15% for 12 seconds, obviously for his other party members, aka Jane Doe. And since most of the time you are going to be using his charge when the enemy is close to stun anyway to switch to Jane Doe, he's obviously just going to be supporting the team a lot. So yeah. And of course, for his W engine, we have the Peacekeeper. This is literally meant for him, gives him more energy regen, and he also gives you more anomaly buildup. So yeah, it is pretty good on Seth. And of course, his Mindscape Cinema is MC0, because I don't have dupes, but his MC is pretty good, and I hope that I do get at least stray dupes of Seth, because he literally has a lot of good stuff. Like right here, MC1 literally increases the shield, and it literally gives you a shield for an extra 10 seconds. His MC2 literally gives you immediate resolve, pretty good. You get immediate resolve at 75%, pretty nice. And also you get an electric anomaly buildup on EX, which is pretty great, especially for Jane Doe, because Jane Doe is probably going to be doing a lot of disorder damage. For MC4, he literally gets increased days on EX, which means that he is actually a reliable days inflictor, which is pretty good. And then MC6, he literally can get an additional 500% of attack as damage, and he also gets a guaranteed critical hit. So yeah, it is pretty good. So he is able to do at least good damage on MC6. So yeah, but I don't have him at MC6, so I have him at MC0, and even then, you already saw it with your own eyes. At MC0, he performs pretty great. So yeah, that's basically Seth in a nutshell. Pretty great anomaly support. He's the only one, but he is up there for being like one of the best agents in the game. And last but not least, we have the best agent in the game. Fight me on this one, but I still think that she's the best agent in the game. There's no doubt about it. Qingyi, just Qingyi, the automaton of PubSec. She's just her. So yeah. As for the stats right here, we have her basic stats. We have high impact, crit rate, crit damage, ER, obviously to get her EX. She has electric damage, of course, as you saw there. Just like any other stun agent in the game, you just want their main elemental damage, of course. Level 60, because I really did want to max her out because she's just that good. So yeah, that is her stats right there. Time to talk about her skills. Her skills! Obviously, Core is the first thing you want to level up. Literally increases the stun damage multiplier. The higher the stun damage multiplier, the more damage you do when the enemy is stunned. No brainer, right? So yeah, it's pretty good on Qingyi. As for his skills, I have 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I don't have that enough chips. I don't have like a lot of chips because I am using chips on Grace as well. And I'm probably anticipating on Reyna potentially joining my roster too. So I can't really level these up, even though it is yellow right now. I could level these up. But obviously the main skill you want to level up is basic, which is why it's at 7 compared to these 4, which are 6. Literally gives her all her stuff. Flash Connect. Literally, when you do your 3rd basic, you get Flash Connect. When you get over 75%, you literally do the charge attack to do the Moonlit Blossoms attack, which combos well with her core. Yep. This is obviously going to be the main stat you want to level up. Her second stat you want to level up, of course, is EX. EX literally gives her a way to get into 3rd basic pretty fast, and as well as does a lot of stun damage as well for her, which is pretty great for a stunner like Qingyi. So obviously this is probably going to be the second thing you want to level up. Her third, obviously, these are equal in my opinion, these two. Dodge and counter assist, obviously. So for dodge, you are going to be mainly going for the 3rd attack for the most part on dodge counter, because there are ways where you can actually dodge and then go back to the 3rd basic. Specifically, if you're in 3rd basic and then you dodge and then you do 3rd basic again, that actually can happen. So you can't just do 3rd basic, dodge counter, and then do 3rd basic again. So this is mainly pretty good for Qingyi. You're going to be using dodge counter a lot, so this is obviously going to be a stat you want to level up too. As for assist, it's also pretty great too. You're going to be doing defensive assist a lot if you do love to abuse that. which is pretty great because it does massive days. And guess what? Qingyi is a stunner. So obviously she's gonna be getting a lot of support and mileage off of this as well. So in general, I would say the best thing you level up is basic, of course. Second best is EX, and then these two are pretty good. Her most useless obviously is going to be her chain. She's not going to be using her ultimate and chain that much anyway. The chain's only there to just give you anomaly build up on electric. So yeah, that's basically it. As for equipment, of course, I have her with the most obvious days stun build ever. Literally, Lycon literally has the same build as him. So, or as Qingyi. So yeah. But Shockstar Disco. Obviously, a stunner will obviously run Shockstar Disco. It's her best set. Literally, she does basics. Literally gives her more days. Her third basic is literally a basic attack. Same with her charge attack. Her charge attack is a basic too. Her dodge counters also count too because she's going to be doing that a lot. So yeah, pretty no-brainer. And since she does have a way to get to third basic on EX, I gave her Swing Jazz obviously because when she uses EX, you could go to third basic, which helps you get more stacks on this skill right here, which is the Moonlit Blossoms. When you are at 100% Flash Connect, by the way, you do the maximum amount of days, which is pretty good, which is why I gave her energy regen, just in case we need more, obviously, Flash Connect meter. And as for the best W engine, it's her Teapot. Her Teapot is literally, I would say, the best W engine in the game. Literally increases her impact up to 30 times for each stack of basic attack. Guess what her third attack is? It's literally a basic attack that hits for multiple times. Literally one of the best W engines because of it. But that's not all. She literally gives 20% increased damage to all party members. As long as you get 15 or more terrific stacks. That is broken. That is absolutely busted. You get a guaranteed 20% increased damage bonus on top of whatever she has right here, which is a 4% stun damage multiplier per stack of subjudication. Yeah, that's busted. So she's going to be doing a ton of support for the team. She's going to be debuffing a lot of enemies. It's just really great. And she is also the best stunner in the game. I will say that. So yeah, that's basically Qingyi right there. Obviously MC0, of course. Her MC1 literally gives her a way to increase her Flash Connect really fast, which is really busted too. And also, she gets another way to support the team by debuffing defense. Enough said about her MC1. But just like all other S-rank agents, she doesn't need MC to be good. So yeah. Well, anyways, that is it for Qingyi right there. And as for the final member of the second half is Officer Kui, which is the Officer Bangbu of PubSec. So the only reason why you would run Officer Kui is if you run PubSec team. Because he literally, right here, increases chain attack damage for PubSec members. And guess what's great about PubSec? Jane Doe, Shuiyun, their chain attacks do massive damage. It is extremely good. He is super good on a PubSec team. Literally gives you really good chain damage. So yeah. And that's basically it for the Shiyu defense critical node, and that is it for this video. So if you do guys enjoy the Shiyu defense video, and if you want to support the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot if you do support the channel. It helps me keep me motivated making more videos, helps me to drop more content for you guys to enjoy, and it just gives me a motivation boost in general. So again, if you do like and subscribe, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as for the comments down below, what do you think of this Shiyu defense? You think it's easy? You think it's hard? What do you think of Razor in Shiyu defense? You think he's pretty annoying? As well as the other enemies on Shiyu defense. Also, let me know what teams you used in Shiyu defense. I really do want to engage with you guys in the discussion about this Shiyu defense because it is pretty difficult. So yeah, let me know what teams you used in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching this Shiyu defense video, and I'll see you guys in the next gotcha video.